Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to this week's segment of Live Without Limits. Today's show is titled The New 1, 2, 3 Goal Setting Routine. Why are we talking about goal setting? Because goal setting is the most important part of building a business. Without goals, you have no direction. And one of the things about goal setting is that it not only does it give your life direction, but it gives your life purpose. People who set goals are more successful in life than those who don't. Research proves it time and time again. But here's the thing. People who enjoy moderate success set lots of goals. And while they may achieve several of those goals, they struggle to define the one that matters the most to them. The end result? Why don't you have a system in place of prioritizing the biggest life-changing goals? That's why 9 out of 10 people fail to keep their New Year's resolutions. Because think about it. For New Year's, what do? You set goals for the next year. Where do you want to be at the end of the year? What do you expect to accomplish during the year? How are you going to reach those goals? And what are the things that you're going to do to help you reach those goals? If that sounds a bit like you, don't worry. I'm going to teach you the solution to this too many goal problems. And together, we're going to turn your moderate success into an amazing year. How, you ask? With my 1, 2, 3 goal setting routine. Here's how it works, and I'll start with the resolutions since 2018 is already upon us and half over. So for some people, resolutions is a dirty word, but when you stick to them, they can change the trajectory of your life forever. Resolutions or goals have always been a big part of my work, personal growth, and they've helped to inform and help me focus on my professional endeavors. For 20 years, my business has helped me and helped millions of people set goals, change habits, and transform their bodies. However, most people go about setting goals all the wrong way. For instance, because I have a disability, exercise has always been a part of my life, and it's had to be. Now, when I was a teenager and I had to go through surgery, I had surgery on first my foot to release the tendon to help improve mobility. And what happened was, as a child, I had to wear a brace, and it was the old iron brace. And yes, it only went up to my knee, but it was cumbersome. And also, I could only wear one pair of shoes because it was permanently in the shoe. But it was the only way for me to walk heel-toe. So that what happened was, when I turned 16, and my orthopedist said, you don't need to wear it all the time, you can just sleep in it, I gladly took that on, because guess what? That was the era before people even accepted that there were people with disabilities or even acknowledged that we existed. And because I was the only person with a disability in the school system, I got teased unmercilessly, mainly because they didn't understand it and because I didn't see anyone else with disabilities. Although there were people with disabilities, the fact of the matter was, up until 1977, none were guaranteed the right to an education. So unless their parents put them in school, they never got an education. So therefore, I was different. So yes, I willingly never wore it again, but exercised because I did that and have continued to do it. Now, back when they first did surgery on my hands and they gave me physical therapy, it was to pick up blocks and move them from one place to another. Well, because my fingers were so curled up that when they did the surgery, they were double jointed, that what happened was, and the fact that the damage is in the brain and the brain is not sending the right messages to those muscles, I can't use it the way I should. So that was not the kind of physical therapy that I needed, but they didn't know today what they know now. And on my last birthday, I realized that I was tripping over my own 2 feet because the ball of my foot would stick to the floor, that it dawned on me I needed to put something on to help me walk. And the braces they have today are so drastically different that all I have to do is get the walk on that I slip, that it's got a bottom to it that's shaped like a foot, and you slip it in and out of the shoe, and then it helps me walk better, and I can take it and move it from one shoe to another, that I don't have to be wearing the same shoes all the time. And also, they now have a splint that I can use on my hand, that a lot of these things were because of, they started learning about carpal tunnel syndrome and several other issues that people were having just from typing all the time, from using their hands and wrists all the time, that by holding my wrist up and keeping it in a splint, I get better mobility in my hand, that I can get a better range. And when I do that, I can exercise. When I exercise and I move the hands, I get I'm working the muscles in a better way. So as you can see, that where we were in the past and where we are today, understanding how it has helped improve your physical stamina, and understanding how to set goals and set them in the right way will help you to improve your ability to succeed at what it is that you choose to do. This is something that I struggled with in my early 30s. That's when my mentor, Mark Ford, taught me to replace my shotgun scattered approach with laser-focused planning. In 2006, when I was 31 years old, I sat at my parents' kitchen table prior to a New Year's Eve party, writing out my goals for the next year. At the end of my session, I had dozens of minor goals on a page in 10-point font. The next year, I achieved minor success in several areas, but didn't hit the major objectives that would have significantly altered my life for the better. That's when I asked Mark Ford for advice. He taught me to focus on just one goal for each of 4 big areas in life: health, wealth, social self, and personal enrichment. His advice was incredibly impactful. It freed me to write my book. Okay. So let's go. It freed me to write my book and start a business in a new industry. And when I paid it forward, allowed my coaching clients to achieve 12-month goals in only 90 days. So, and this is why people, and even Eric Worre, who teaches people about building a multi-level marketing business, always looks at it as a 90-day mark. Why do you want to look at it as a 90-day mark? And guess what? What's the best way to do this is one way. You have an office in a room that has a door that you can close the door. And especially when you work at home and you tell your children and your wife or your husband to, when the door is closed, you are working, that these are your 90 days, that up until now you spent a lot of time with them, and when those 90-day mark is over, you will spend more time with them. But this is your time to put your business plan into action and make it work. Therefore, they understand exactly where you're coming from, and you understand what they need from you. So, using the wisdom of Mark Ford as the foundation, I created the 1, 2, 3 goal setting system. It starts by picking a 90-day deadline alongside one outcome goal for each of 2 areas of your life, one personal, one professional, and outlining 3 major action steps for each outcome goal. I'll bet you're asking, why does the minimal approach work better than the resolutions? Imagine waking up on New Year's Day and saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to make an extra $1 million. That's nice, but there's no plan, no path, no focus, and no urgency. Your dreams won't come true. The 1, 2, 3 goal setting formula fixes that. I've received many questions over the years about this formula, so I'll bet you want to punch the answer them now. Why the 90-day deadline? The 5 pillars of success that take you from planning to measurable results. The 5th pillar is what the 1, 2, 3 goal formula really takes advantage of, and the big deadline. Deadlines turn the abstract into the concrete, spur up to action, keep us going through tough times, and move faster towards the finish line. Okay, so what happens? You set a goal. You set a date to finish that goal. It's easy if you do not get in your office and close that door. What happens? You're procrastinating. Then the last minute you're working on that goal. And what happens? It's only half thought out. So the idea is, how do you plan? How do you make something work so that in the long run, it will put you exactly where you want to be? And the easiest way to do this is to set a goal and then break it down into achievable, actionable goals. Once you do that, then along the way, you can see your success. So, deadlines turn the abstract into the concrete, spur us to action, keep us going through the tough times, and move faster toward the finish line. That's why we use a 90-day deadline in the 1-2-3 goal-setting routine. It's not actually dissimilar to the quarterly planning sessions of business sales. And any entrepreneurs and CEOs have enjoyed financial success, setting up internal deadlines for their own growth and development. Think about your little business as though it's a corporation and you're sitting down with a group of people, or you get a mastermind group into one where what you can do is work with each other, set things up, help each other, get input, find out what you need to do that can help you achieve your goals in the direction that you want to go. Why is this important? Because guess what? Without goals and without input, you know what happens? We all have ideas that float around in our head and we write them down, but we have no direction on how to make them work. So by having a group of people that you can bounce things off of, that people can give you some suggestions on what you can do to succeed. I've seen where people have even done seminars or webinars on how to do a podcast. And the fact of the matter, all you really have to do is have a platform, or even on your computer, just set up your webcam and know what you're going to talk about, and either videotape it or audio tape it, and then put it together and put it up on a site. In fact, I recently came across a program called Live Reel that you can connect to 15 different sites that when you put a video up, it gets exposure on so many different places. And guess what? What is that doing for you? That's helping you to become more of an authority on your topic. So let's reiterate this again. The 90-day deadline in the 1-2-3 goal-setting routine is not actually dissimilar to quarterly planning sessions for business sales. And many entrepreneurs and CEOs have enjoyed financial success setting up internal deadlines for their own growth and development. What exactly is an outcome goal, and why is there only one of them? An outcome goal is a numbers-based objective, like losing 10 pounds or making $1 million. It's more specific than losing weight or getting rich. I limit it to just one outcome goal because I want you to singularly focus on the goal that has the most significant impact of your life. Think of the outcome goal as the bullseye on the target. If you hit the bullseye, it's worth more than hitting the outcome ring 10 times. Okay, now let me tell you, in my case, that the purpose for putting the brace back on after 50 years was to make sure that I do not trip over my own 2 feet and I walk in a way that's far improved, that with the brace, I walk heel-toe. Without the brace, I drag my foot, and because I drag my foot, my toe will catch the floor. And when I do that, I lose my balance and fall. Here's another thing to think about. If you are in business or you're an entrepreneur, entertainers have to think like entrepreneurs, even though they contract with a nightclub to come in and do a comedy act, or to be a presenter, or even to perform as a band or entertaining you. But this is one thing that I've often heard, that Jim Carrey, when he was first starting out, wrote himself a check for $25,000. Why? Because that's what he wanted to make for one night's stand-up. And guess what? He got there, but he had that goal in mind from the time he actually got started. An outcome goal is a numbers-based objective. Remember that. Okay, but why should I focus on just two major areas of my life? This is where I've upgraded the system from what Mark Ford taught me 10 years ago. 4 goals are better than 20, but even then, the writers get a little muddy. For the next 90 days, you are just going to focus on 2 major goals. One personal, one professional. That's it. That's extreme focus and a clear path to success. The great thing is, when you achieve major goals, pretty much every other area of your life improves. Plus, you open up more time and energy for other goals in your 90-day sprint. So what are we doing here? We're looking at how you can grow your business and how you can expand to do the things that you truly want to do in your life. And the great thing is, when you achieve your major goals, pretty much every other area of your life improves. Plus, you open up more time and energy for other goals in your 90-day sprint. And what's the process for goals? What are those and why 3 of them? We need to use process goals because there is a serious flaw in only setting outcome goals. Let me explain. A good friend of mine taught me that we do not control our outcome goals. There are always external circumstances influencing the final outcome. We might lose 9 pounds instead of 10, and we might make $900K instead of an extra million. The final outcome is never fully within our control. However, what you do control are the action steps that move you to the direction of your outcome goal. You control your weight loss efforts, our diet, our exercise, our sleep, and our water intake. We control our revenue-generating activities, setting up lead generation systems, practicing our sales scripts, doing follow-up, and asking for referrals. If we do our best and our action steps or process goals, we'll get as close as possible to our outcome goals. So there you have it, a concrete, effective alternative to failure-assured resolutions. one outcome goal for each of 2 areas of your life, 1 professional and 1 personal, and 3 action steps for each outcome goal. And let me reduce your fears. This isn't some fly-by-night methodology I cooked up to get clicks either. My coaching clients have been using the 1, 2, 3 goal-setting system for years. Some have doubled their income. Others have achieved massive fitness goals, and still others have landed in happy, long-term relationships that they were seeking for years. So I urge you to start and finish up the year of 2018 on the right foot and build your own 1, 2, 3 goal-setting system. You can do anything for 90 days, and you might change your life. And the importance is to understand how you are changing your life to live the best life possible. And here's another thing to think about. Often, the reason that we don't set goals or we don't work on goals is because in essence, your head trash or the tapes that you've heard over and over for many years are still in your head. So the best way to get rid of those so that you can work on your goals is to work on affirmations, to sit and write down all the negative things that you've heard told to you for years. And then as you go through them one by one, see how you can change them and rewrite them so that what you're doing is telling yourself something that will help you as an individual to overcome all that negative thinking that you have in your head, because those negative thoughts are the things that will keep you from reaching your goals, from doing the things that you truly want to do. And remember, there are 2 goals, your personal goal and your business goal. And each one of them have each part. But if you break them down into achievable things that you can work on daily, then you can reach that goal that you choose and see at the end of the year that you have achieved more than you achieved the previous year. It's just you understanding how you as an individual can turn your life around, how you can set goals, how you can find the success that you so desperately want and have worked on for years. And if you have to, find a mentor, someone that will keep you focused and hold you accountable to do what it is that you have said that you want to achieve. And even if you have to videotape it so that you can go back every so often and review it to see how you have achieved, how far you are on working on your goal, how close you are to achieving that goal, if you need to adjust what it is that will help you reach your goal. And remember, you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personalcareercoach.com, and you can sign up for either individual or group coaching, and we can sit down with you and help you put together an action plan and keep you accountable to follow through.